I'm Laura Noel, and this is my second trimester highlights update. So I have now officially finished the second trimester of my second pregnancy. And I wouldn't say that it went by fast, and I wouldn't say it went by slow. It just kind of, here we are at the end of the second trimester. If you didn't catch my first trimester highlights, it is linked up here, and that explains kind of where we are in our whole birth plan and what we are hoping for in this pregnancy. So once again, I have my notes here for each of the weeks, and I'll just kind of go over some of the bigger things that happened. Week 13 was all the way back in October, which feels like a long time ago. And that was the week that we got our NIPT results. We found out the gender, that it is a boy, and I started to go see the chiropractor, and I saw her twice a week for 2 months. So pretty much October through the end of December, I was doing chiropractic twice a week, which was a hefty penny, but it was amazing for my back and neck, and some really crazy pains were totally resolved from that. So it was definitely worth it. In week 14, I started organizing some baby stuff. I had someone ask where my baby vibes videos were this time that I did with my first child, and the fact is I really haven't bought much this time. We've been blessed by a very giving community that have given us a lot of things in the last couple of years as we've been on this journey to grow our family. So through our local Buy Nothing group and other groups in the area, I have been able to collect pretty much everything that we've needed, and we've only had to purchase a couple small things. All that to say, I have been collecting things in big plastic bins in our little storage closet for a while. And so I started pulling it all out, going through it, decluttering some things that we knew we wouldn't need, and getting everything all set up and organized. But until week 14, I had no energy, and I just did not feel like I could handle any of that. In week 15, I wrote down that I had some random belly pains, probably some round ligament stuff. I still haven't felt anything that feels like what I felt the first pregnancy, but the second pregnancy, I guess things are just a little different. I also started drinking an occasional cup of red raspberry leaf tea, which I was cleared for by my midwife, and I was not too consistent with it during the second trimester. I am trying to be much more consistent with it now, but I would have an occasional cup here and there. Week 16 was a big week because it marked a little bit of an energy increase. So up until then, I was still really out of it and felt pretty crappy. But I got a little bit more of an energy boost, felt a little bit more normal, a little bit more human. And so I really dug into starting nesting and starting organizing, getting our hospital bag started. It didn't get finished for quite a while, but it was started. And I also felt a tiny bit of movement, and I wasn't sure if it was actual movement or gas or what it was, but I'm pretty sure that it was some very subtle little kicks. Week 17, I had a lot of headaches, and I think just the whole first and second trimester, I had a lot of headaches. And I think it was poor sleep, maybe poor positioning. I'm not sure what it is, but I definitely have had quite a few headaches. Not severe ones, but just annoying ones. I continued decluttering that week as well. Week 18, I felt more slight movements that I was sure that they were actual kicks. They just didn't happen very often. Week 19, I wrote that I had random nausea and craved chocolate. So people always ask about my cravings. They're kind of just like, I want this, I want that, not like anything crazy. But chocolate's been a big one. Sugar-free chocolate, of course. And then week 20, of course, the week that everybody looks forward to, we had a midwife appointment. Everything was doing great, and we had our anatomy scan confirmed again. It is a boy, and everything was looking good. I do have the diagnosis of Crohn's disease, and so we do see a perinatologist who does the ultrasounds. And so last time they had told us to come in every 4 weeks, and he said still textbook, they want you to do that just so that they make sure that the baby isn't growth restricted. That's actually what they worry about with Crohn's diagnosis. I didn't have that problem the first time around. I do not anticipate having any issues this time either, as I do not have any active flares of Crohn's going on. So I said, I'm not going to come in every 4 weeks. But he said, okay, then you probably want to schedule a 32-week one just as a compromise, just to check and make sure. And I said, fine, we'll do that. So that is coming up in the 3rd trimester. But it was nice to see the same doctor that we had seen with our daughter and just make sure that everything was looking good. Week 21, 22, and 23 was kind of over the holidays, December, Christmas. And so everything was just kind of crazy. I had started to have a lot of Braxton Hicks really, really low. And the first time I remember them being much higher. So I don't know. I think he is lower in my pelvis. And so maybe I'm just feeling them really low. So when I'm walking a lot, going up and down the stairs a lot, especially by the end of the day, I will feel them quite a bit very low. And nesting continued over the holidays. Week 24 marked the beginning of January, where I could finally say I'm having a baby this year. Woohoo! And so that was very exciting. Continued having Braxton Hicks, continued having some of that SPD, it's like lower pubic bone pain. That would kind of come and go, and still kind of comes and goes. It's gotten a lot better though. So there were a few weeks when it was a little bit more noticeable, when I would like turn at night or even shift positions during the day. You'd kind of feel, ow, uncomfortable. Week 25 was a really big week. I was like, it is January, it is this year, we are getting things done. So I ordered my birth kit. So our midwife has a specific home birth kit that she requires that you order. So I ordered that. I got on the calendar with a placenta encapsulator, so that is all. Got my little ice bag and everything, so everything's ready to go for that. And I also rented a birth tub, which you pick up at 38 weeks and you can keep till 42 weeks. So you hope that you go into labor during that period of time. I also graduated from the 2 visits a week with the chiropractor to 1 visit a week, as long as I remain stable, which hopefully is the case. And as to like birth courses or pregnancy education, I had gotten the Mama Natural pregnancy course and her birth course, and also the baby care course. And so I would just put it on while I was like washing dishes or making dinner, and that's how I got through all of those. So I felt really good about having that checked off. Week 26, I set up our diaper changing table and station down in our living room. That was very exciting to actually like see the stuff all placed there. Oh, so fun. And I started making a nursing cart. I remember with my daughter that I just had everything like piled on a TV tray, and I was like, I'm not doing that this year. I am going to get one of the 3-tiered carts, and I'm going to organize all my stuff and make it look pretty. So it's still a work in progress, but it is, the basics are set up. I also, at 26 weeks, did my gestational diabetes screening. So I had told my midwife way back at the beginning that I was not going to do the glucola drink again. I did it the first time and I felt terrible. It made me very sick, although I didn't throw it up. So that was good. But my numbers did come back hypoglycemic, and that was one of the indications later on that they did have some kinds of hypoglycemia issues going on, which was later confirmed by my fibromyalgia specialist as carbohydrate intolerance, reactive hypoglycemia. So this time around, I knew, since I had changed my diet and completely cut out sugar, that there was no way that my body was going to tolerate that, because it's not a substance that my body's used to at all. So I told her I was going to use my glucose monitor. I already had one at home, and just keep track of it. She was totally fine with that. So what she requires, everybody requires a different thing if they allow this alternative. She just wanted me to keep track for 4 days, take my fasting, and then after each meal, and keep a food diary. So I just made a little Excel sheet. I kept track of times of day, what my numbers were, the time, and then what I ate. And all my numbers were fantastic. And week 27, nothing really exciting that week. By this point, I was having movement much more often. I was definitely feeling it at night when I would turn on my sides or lean forward, lean backward. I could definitely feel him kicking, punching, rolling, all the things. At my anatomy scan, they did confirm that I do have an anterior placenta again. It is thankfully not too low. It is not anywhere near the scar or anything like that. So it's in perfect position, but it is right in the front. And so when he is moving around, he's head down, and I'm sure he's moving a lot into the placenta. At the anatomy scan, his face was literally smashed into the placenta the whole time. So I have a feeling that that is the reason that I don't feel a ton of movement all the time, but, or maybe he's just calmer. So we'll see. In all, in the second trimester, I gained 20 pounds, which sounds like a lot, but I'm small to begin with. So maybe it's just, I need to gain that to sustain a pregnancy. And that's okay. One thing that I did change, my midwife had me change my probiotic. So she had me take now the Renew Life Women's Care probiotic. It has 25 billion live cultures, 12 probiotic strains. And in particular, there are a couple of strains that are in this that are shown as beneficial for hopefully preventing Group B strep. So what she has her clients do is take 1 a day during the first trimester, 2 a day during the second trimester, and 3 a day during the third trimester, in the hopes that it kind of is one of those things that helps to keep your gut bacteria and your microbiome in check. So that is something that I did change. I tried to keep taking a lot of my other supplements and get back on the track with folate, vitamin D, vitamin C, iron, all the things. Still having trouble getting the prenatal down. It's not easy to get down, but the other ones I'm trying to get in there, and it definitely helps. And that's pretty much it for the second trimester. And so we are heading into the third trimester, and then baby's gonna be here. So it's very exciting. Like I said, my hospital bag is pretty much done, and I will have a separate video. I'm actually going to do 2 videos. I'm going to have a hospital transfer bag and what's in baby's bag. And that's, again, we're planning a home birth, but we want to have the transfer bag ready to go. I don't want to be worrying about that at all. And I will be using stuff out of the bag while we're here at home. So, so that is pretty much done, and I'm gonna have a video on that. And then I'm also gonna do a video on what's in our birth kit, our home birth kit, and postpartum supplies and all of that. So those videos will be coming up shortly. I'm gathering the last couple things for them, and then they will be ready to go. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.